My name is Sandhi Bhatia, Assistant Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Rajkumar Goyal Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad. So, in a series of lectures delivering for a subject MSP 430, that is microcontroller for embedded system having code KC 061, we have covered the explained description of the architecture and block diagram of MSP 430. So, in previous two lectures we have started with the unit number 2 and we have seen the detailed description of the block diagram, architecture of MSP 430, pin layout of MSP 430, and after that we have covered the memory layout architecture of MSP 430. So, in today lecture we will cover our rest of the things, that is on chip peripherals and register set. So, today we will cover register sets, what are the various register sets available in our MSP 430 microcontrollers, what is the on chip peripherals available in the MSP 430, we will see in this lecture. Okay. So, these are the table of contents we will cover in this lecture. Just a second, I am taking the marker. So, these are the table of contents we will cover in this lecture. First one is the on chip peripherals of MSP 430. After that we will cover the register organization of MSP 30. After that we will cover the MSP 430 CPU block diagram, and the last we will see the input output pull up down concept. What is the input output pull up registers, pull down register, we will cover in this lecture. So, first we will start with the on chip peripherals of MSP 430. So, what is the meaning of on chip? There is a concept of on chip and off chip. Okay. So, what is the meaning of on chip? On chip means that all the devices, all the blocks which is used to provide particular signals to MSP 430 are integrated on the same chip. On chip means that there is a common platform for all the devices of MSP 430. Off chip means that we need to connect external devices to run the MSP 430. Okay. So, this is the difference between the on chip and the off chip. So, there is on chip peripherals available in MSP 430. We will see what are the various on chip peripherals. So, there is a concept of MSP 430 GPIO. What is the meaning of the GPIO? GPIO means that general purpose input output pins. General purpose, there is not some specific functions, there is general purpose input output available in MSP 430. So, basically it is first feature is that it is independently programmable. What is the meaning of the independently programmable? We will program MSP 430 either in the input mode or the output mode. So, we can say it is a independently programmable. That is the meaning of the independently programmable. After that, any combination of input output, interrupt or peripheral is possible. In case of MSP 430 microcontroller, any combination is available, whether it is the input, output, interrupt and peripheral is possible. Each input output has an individually programmable pull up down register. In our last slides we will see what is the concept of pull up down registers. So, there is a feature of pull up down registers available in the input output pins. Many devices can lock pin values during low power modes. What is the meaning of the lock pin values during low power mode? Low power mode means that MSP 430 works on the ultra low power modes, ultra low power supply. Okay. If we will not use any particular blocks in our MSP 430, for that block it will be in the silent state, it will not consume any power consumption. So, that means that it can lock pin values. That means that if we do not want to use a particular block, for example, we can say this is the block number X available in our MSP 430. If we do not want to use the particular block, if this should be in a that is the silent state, or we can state that in a sleep mode. Okay. So, some devices can support touch sense capability built into the pins. It has a touch sense capability, and there are other ADC and DAC peripherals available in MSP 430. So, basically ADC available as a ADC 10 or 12. 10 means that a 10 pin, it works, it is available as a 10 bit, and ADC 12 available as a 12 bit. So, it has a SAR function, successive approximation registers. It is based upon the SAR configuration. So, sigma delta available as a 16 bit or either as a 16 bit or a 24 bit. So, sigma delta 16 means that it is available as a 16 bit and 24 means that it is available as a 24 bit. It has a slope converters, it has a DAC converters which available as a 12-bit DAC. So, basically there are ADC or DAC peripherals available is MSP 430. It will available as a 10 or 12, 16 or 24 sigma delta. It is available in different bit values. Okay. So, we will see some main features of MSP 430 CPU. In the previous lecture, we have seen the detailed description of each and every block, each and every function, but we will see some of the important features of MSP 430 which will help to clear understanding of the on-chip peripherals of MSP 430. First one is it is efficient as compared to other microcontroller. It is very efficient. It has a ultra low power CPU. Ultra low power CPU means that the CPU which we are using, the processor we are using in MSP 430 has a very low power consumption as compared to the other microcontrollers. It has a C compiler friendly. It is a C compiler friendly. So whatever the programming we use, we can use CCS software, Code Composer Studio in MSP 430. So basically this is very much friendly with the C compiler languages. It is compatible with the C compiler friendly. It has a RISC architecture. RISC means that it has a reduced instruction set computing. Its processor is based upon the RISC instructions. So basically it has a total of 51 instructions. In next lectures we will see what are the various instruction set in MSP 430. So there are total of 51 instructions available, and there are 7 addressing modes available in MSP 430. We will see in our further lectures what are the various types of addressing modes available in MSP 430. After that, it has a single cycle register operation. But in single cycle, registers are able to do particular operation. It has a bit. It has a bit accessible, byte accessible, or word processing. So basically, in the instructions can be executed in bit format. That is, for particular byte we can use. Particular bit can be accessible in MSP 430. It can functions as a byte as well, and it can functions as a word as well. So word basically has a 2 byte, or we can say word basically has a 16 bit. So it can, so MSP 430 can be accessible in byte and word. Okay, there is all the processing available in the MSP 430. It has a unified memory map. That is a range of 1 megabyte. It has a unified memory system available in MSP 430. Okay, it has a improved code density. So basically, its efficiency is high, and we can say that the coding, the instructions we are using is much more improved as compared to other systems. So basically, it has improved code density. It has a faster execution. MSP 430 has a ultra low power modes or ultra low power frequency, or we can say that it has a faster execution. The speed of execution of MSP 430 is high as compared to other microcontrollers. If we are comparing 8051, it has a faster execution as compared to 8051. It has a 100% code compatible with earlier versions. What is the meaning of the earlier versions? If we can say that there may be a 16-bit microcontroller, or there may be 32-bit microcontroller. So whatever the versions are available, updated versions are available. So basically, if we can say that MSP 430 is available in a 32-bit package. So before 32, there is a 16-bit processor. So we can say that the code compatibility of MSP 430 in case of 32-bit is compatible with the previous versions. If we are upgrading the MSP 430, there is a 100% code compatibility. Okay, so these are the important features of MSP 430 we should know before starting into the before going into the depth of the topic. Okay, so next we will see that register organization of MSP 430. Register organization of MSP 430. What is the meaning of the register organization? We can see that for any microcontroller, whether it is 8051, if we can take 8085 microprocessor. So all the processors, all the microcontrollers has some registers. It may be a special function, it may be a general purpose. So we are doing something, we are executing the instructions. the values, the operands, the data of the operands will be saved in a particular registers. To store our values, whether on the temporary basis or permanent basis, we need to store these values in registers. So that means that in MSP 430 microcontrollers, there is registers are available, different registers are available. So we will see what are the different types of registers available in MSP 430 microcontroller. So basically MSP 430 has a register file. It has a total of 16 registers. The registers available in MSP 430 are of total 16 bit. Okay, that range from R0, R means the register, R0 to R15. You can count that from R0 R15, there are 16 counting 16 registers available in MSP 430. Okay, so out of the 16, first 4 registers, that is R0, we can take that R0 to R3. Okay, total 14. So R0 is dedicated to program counter. So basically we can date that out of the 16 registers, first 4 registers R0 to R3 has a some dedicated function, had some specific function. So R0 is dedicated to the program counter, R1 is dedicated to the stack pointer, R2 is dedicated to the status register, status registers. So it has a some dedicated set of functions, it has a special function. But other 12, that is means from R4 to R15, if you can count there, you can see that 12 registers are available as a general purpose. It has a general purpose task, not a specific task. So out of the 16 registers, 4 are used for dedicated, 4 has a dedicated function and 12 registers has a specific function. Okay. So CPU has a 16-bit ALU. So whatever we are doing in a particular register, the values of the registers are given into the ALU. In previous lecture we have seen that. So ALU available as a 16-bit. So it can handle addition, subtraction, some logical operations. So basically ALU unit can perform arithmetic and logical functions. So it can affect after execution of the instruction, it can affect the flags. What is the meaning of the flags? Flags basically tell the condition of the microcontrollers. So it may be overflow, 0, negative and carry flags available in the status registers, and it has a 4 dedicated register, we have seen that, and 12 working registers, which makes the MSP 430 high performance microcontroller for low power applications. So what we have seen in this particular slide, that there are total of 16 registers available in MSP 430, and out of the 16 registers, 4 is has a dedicated function from R0 to R3, and rest, that is rest registers available from R4 to R15, and total 12 registers are dedicated to has a general purpose functions. Okay. So 4 has a dedicated function and 12 has a special function. So this is the distribution of the registers in MSP 430. You can see that there are 2 categories. It has a range from 0 to R0 to R15. Here you can see that this is the R0 and this is R0 and this is R15, and you can see that R0 to R3, R0, R1, R2, R3, it has a dedicated set of functions. R0 is dedicated to the program counter, R1 is dedicated to the stack pointer, R2 is dedicated to the status register, R3 is dedicated to the constant generators, and others are from R4 to R15, that is total of 12 registers which is available for the general purpose. So that means 12 general purpose registers are available in our MSP 430. Okay. So we will see the dedicated functions of MSP 430. First is the R0. We have seen that R0 is dedicated for the program counter. So program counter is available in MSP 430 is of total 16-bit. So what is the meaning of the program counter? Basically program counter, as the name implies, if we are doing anything, we are programming the microcontrollers. For example, if we are in step number 2 and we want to go to the step number 3, then the in particular step there is some next instruction to be executed. So program counter will tell the address of the next instruction to be executed by the microcontroller MSP 430. So for each execution, program counter will increment by 1. It has a basic function, but we will see that in MSP 430 there is some there is incrementation values of program counter will be vary. So here we can see that the program counter is implemented by the number of bytes used by the instruction, whether it is 2, 4 or 6 bytes. Okay. So, we can see that the number of bytes instructions executed is 2, 4, 6. It has a even number of bytes, but it is aligned at an even address because the instructions are 16-bit, even though the individual memory address contain 8-bit value. So, it means that there is a program counter, it is of 16 bits available in MSP 430, which is used to point out to the address of the next instruction to be executed by the microcontroller, and it is available in a even address. So, program counter in MSP 430 will be available in the even number of addresses. In the previous lecture, we have seen the memory layout of MSP 430. So, at even addresses, program counter will be available. Okay. So, we have seen that 2, 4 or 6 always even values will be there for the 16-bit program counter. Values mean that even address. Okay. So, R1 is dedicated to the stack pointer. What is the meaning of the stack? There are two operations possible in stack, push, either push or pop. So, we will see in detail. So, basically what is stack? Basically in memory there are stacks available. Okay. So, if we want to access particular stacks, so stack pointer will be used. Stack pointer will point out to the particular stacks available in our memory of the MSP 430. So, there are two operations possible in MSP 430 stack pointer. We can see that push or pop. As the name implies, push means that we are pushing the contents into the stacks, into the memory, pushing the contents, and pop means that we are retrieving the contents from the memory. So, retrieving from the top of the memory and pushing the contents into the bottom of the memory. For example, let us say that there is some in library there is some stacks available to place the books. So, we want to pick up the book, particular book. So, what we will do? We will do pick up from the top of the stack, not a book which kept in the bottom. So, in the same fashion stack pointer will work in MSP 430. If we want to pick up the value, we will pick from the top of the stack, not from the bottom of the stack. So, we are pushing the contents, we are incremented the stack pointer from the bottom and pushing the retrieving the contents from the top of the stack, that is that means by pop. Okay. So, this is the meaning of stack pointer. After that, there is a register R2 which is available as a status register. So, status register means that it is a 16-bit register. Program counter, stack pointer, all are 16-bit registers. So, basically status register will it stores the status and control bits. There are status and control bits available in MSP 430. So, status register is used for that. The system flags are changed automatically by the CPU depending on the result of an operation in a register. If we are doing something, we are doing some operations in our microcontroller, there may be a status and control register. So, this will be indicated by the status register. So, it has a variation from 0 to 15. This is the status registers available. We can see that from 0, 1 and 2, this is dedicated for the we can see that it is dedicated for the flags. N means the negative bit, Z means the 0 bit and C means the carry bit. And from 9 to 15, it is reserved for CG1. It is will not, it is only reserved for the CG1. CG means constant generator 1 values. Okay. 8 is dedicated to V. V means the overflow bit. If there is any overflow of the system, we are counting the value from 00000 to FFFF. If the data is available beyond the FFF, it will indicate the overflow in the system by V. So, to indicate there is a overflow in the system, the particular bit value of V is 1. 1 means set. Okay. And 7, 6 available as a SCG1 and SCG2. Basically, this is available to turn off the SM clock and turn off the DCO. So, 5 is dedicated to the oscillator off, and 4 is available as a CPU off, and 3 is available as a general interrupt enable. GI means the general interrupt available. So, there is some dedicated functions of particular pins of a status registers. The status register keep the content of the arithmetic flags, that is a C, just take a C, V and Z, as well as control bits. These are the arithmetic flags, and control bits SCG1, SCG0 oscillator of CPU of as shown above. Okay. So, we will see in detail. So, this is the detailed explanation of each and every bit in status register right from the 0 to 8. Why we are picking from the 0 to the 8? Because from 9 onwards up to 15 it is dedicated to the CG1. We have seen that previous slide that it is dedicated for the constant, it is reserved for the constant generators. Okay. So, 8 is dedicated to the overflow flag, V means the overflow. If the value of the V is 1, then that means that result of an arithmetic operation, we are doing anything addition, subtraction, multiplication, then there is a, if there is exceed of the value from the maximum value, that is maximum value available is FFF, then that means that it is indicated by 1, there is overflow in the system. SCG1 means that system clock, SC means system clock, G means generator. So, there are two system clock generator available, generator 0 and the generator 1. So, we can say that the particular bit values is 1. Then we can say that SCG1 is used to turn off the DC generator. If we are not using M clock and the SM clock, if it has a bit 1, that is used for the phase lock loop. Okay. To of the oscillator values, it should be 1. So, FIM number pin is equated to oscillator value off. If we do not want to, if the MSP 430 is in the silent state, or we can say that sleep state, there is no processing done, then the particular bit value 4 has a value of 1. If this is 1, we can say that CPU will be off, disable the CPU go. There is interrupt available, general purpose, general interrupt enable. So, for if we want to work on the particular interrupt, then its value is 1. So, this is negative, 0 and 1. So, for if we want to operate in a negative values, or we can say that if the result of a we are doing something addition subtraction operation, if the result is negative, the particular bit is 1. If the result is 0 byte or operation is 0, then it will be set, that is it has a 1 value. If there is a carry out of the D7 bit, that is from the MSB, then particular carry bit will be 1. So, particular bit has a function according to the set of the reset. So, its particular operation will be will depend upon that its particular bit should be 0, that is a set. Okay. So, this is the more clear view of the CPU architecture, MSP 430 CPU block diagram. So, this is similar to what we have seen previously, that it has a 16 registers R0 to R15. Out of that, 4 registers are dedicated for special function. 4 registers are dedicated to from R0 to R3 are dedicated to had some dedicated function, R0 to program counter, R1 is dedicated to the SP, R2 is dedicated to constant register, R3 is dedicated to constant generator 2 value. From R4 to R15, total 12 CPU general purpose registers available. So, each particular register is available in 20 bit address, it has a 20 bit address available, okay, and a 16 bit data. So, we have seen that MSP 430 is a 16 bit data bus and it has a 20 bit address bus. So, 2 to the power 20, it has a address capability vary from 2 to the power 20. Okay. So, if we are doing something, the result will be stored into the registers, and this the values further will be provided into the ALU. So, there are two values will be provided, x1, x2. x1 we can say that the destination destination, and x2 represents as the source. So, there are two operands available in the 16/20 bit ALU. Okay. So, to indicate the particular condition of a microcontroller, there are some flags available, 0 flag, carry flag, overflow flag and active flag. So, it has a particular bit values in a register. So, to indicate that the particular present condition of the microcontroller, these bit value will be set or reset accordingly. Okay. So, we have seen that R2, R3 available as a constant generator, CG1 and CG2. So, the CPU also integrates a constant generator to automatically generate the 6 most immediate values with the registers R2 and R3. We have seen that the constant registers are is used to generate the 6 most immediate values. Here you can see that these 6 values will be generated by using the 2 registers R2 and R3. So, R2 and R3 2 registers will be used to generate the most immediate values. So, here you can see that there are 4 columns, 2 registers are used to generate the 6 values, and its particular bit location is, if we can say that we have R2 and R3. So its value is 0 0 0 1. So particular bit pattern is used to generate the values, and the constants available as a 0 0 0 4 0 0 0 8. So we can say that constant generator are basically used to generate the constant. So there are 6 most immediate constant. We can see that 0 0 0 4 at address of 10, 0 0 0 8 at 11, 0 0 0 0 0 2 at 0 0, and similarly 0 0 0 1 at 0 1, and 0 0 0 2 as at a 1 0, and the last is FFFF at a 1. So there are particular bit processing for a pattern. So plus 4 plus 8, what is the meaning of plus 4 plus 8? It means that this is the incremental values. So incremental values of 0 0 0 0 4 is plus 4, and it has a plus 8, and it has increment value of 0. So basically this slide represent that in constant generator are used to generate 6 most intermediate value, and this will not use. Here 0 0 and 0 1 we will not generate any constant generators, register mode and absolute mode. So in these two modes no constant will be generated. Okay. So what is the advantage of constant generator? No special instructions required, it will be accessed easily, no additional code required to retrieve as well as for pushing the contents into the stack. And general purpose register, basically general purpose register, we can say that 12 general purpose register basically used for the general purpose, it did not have any particular value. So basically this will be used to improve the performance of the system, and all the system is connected with a single clock cycle. Okay. So in last slide we will see the concept of input output pull up down register. This is the input output pull up down register. What is the meaning of input output pull up down? Pull up or down registers are used to change the status of the particular microcontroller. Here we can see that there is an input pin, it is available as either as a 1 or 0, and if it is there is a switch available. If we open the switch, then we can say that it is in the undefined state. We cannot tell the status of the input pin. If this switch is closed, then we can say that 1 is available to the input pin. VCC means that 1 and VSS means that ground. Similarly, if we are grounding this system and the switch is open, so we can say that again if this switch is open, we can say that input pin has an undefined state. But and if this switch is closed, we can see that this as a equal to ground, basically this is connected to the ground. So if we are providing the pull up registers value, here this is R1 is a 1 mega ohm resistor, this is works as a pull up and down registers. So we can say that if this switch is open, okay, this is switch is open, there is no VCC available to the input pin, and input pin is connected to the ground. So ground means low. So if the switch is open, this is connected to the ground, and this switch is closed, then the 1 is available to the input pin, it is connected to the VCC. Similarly, in this case if the switch is open, then what will happen? If this switch is open not pressed, this is connected to the 1 is available, VCC has a value of 1 is available to the input pin, and this switch is closed, we can say that it is connected to the low equal to ground. So basically we can say that pull up down register are used to change the particular status of the input pin, that is the input pin available in the MSP 430 to its other values. Okay. So this is the concept of pull up down. So basically GPIO hardware pins are available, we have seen that ports are available in input output points. So whatever the pull up down registers are available in the input output board, we will do all the things in general purpose input output. So each works as independently, whether input output, and it has a 4 function: P1 in, P1 out, P1 directory and P1 REN. In the last slide we will see what is the function of all these. P1 in means that P1 input, it works as the input, it will read entire the instructions. P1 out means that P1 out means that it will execute through move dot b and move over b. Okay. So it has a value of 1. So it works, it is from P1 out, the data will be providing from the MSP 430 to the external environment. P1 dir means the direction. So if there is a 0, the direction will be input. If it is a value of 0, it works on the input direction, and if it has a value 1, it works in the output direction. And the last one is the P1 REN. REN means that return to disable the interrupt. So it set the corresponding bit to 1. If it is 1, then it enable the pull up register, and if it is 0, it will disable the pull up registers. Okay. So thank you everyone for your patience. I hope you have enjoyed my lecture. In next lecture, we will see the further explanation of MSP 4.3.